Today I will prove to you that Ethereum is the next to pump. The alt season is coming, nothing is changed from the previous cycle. We're exactly repeating the situation that was happening before. Everyone who is saying that Ethereum is dead and alt season is not coming is fucking stupid. And we will be making fun of them very, very soon. Just in 2 weeks, I will take all of the doom posts, I will take everything. We'll probably make like proper 90 minutes video where I would be just making fun of them, right? We'll all have a nice laugh when Ethereum is at $5,000 USD. I will prove to you today that it is actually happening, and I will outline potential outcomes, because it's not a question of whether or not it will be happening, it's the question of what actually will be happening in the meantime. Because if you're leveraged up, yeah, that might be very, very tough several days, and as well if you're looking to enter into certain assets, into certain coins, there might be actually pretty nice entry that will be given to us in the upcoming several days, or might be not. We are discussing this today. I'm truly thankful to each and every one of you for the amount of likes that you are putting in the previous videos. The comments are continuing to come in, all these comments. As soon as video is launched, 70 comments right away the second the video is published. That's why the comments are still closed. If you want to talk to me, I'm actually always responding on X. Any questions, you can also add some replies under my posts. I'm always responding out there. Thank you very much, and let's continue with the topic for today. I feel like Altseason is just a fairy tale at this point. It's a very interesting take, as allegedly the author of this take is under the age of 20, yet it did not stop him from making several $1 million at the end of the previous year through the Solana meme coin run. And I do think that we as market participants, we have to be very, very cautious with people that never seen the alt season. He's like a winter child in crypto, right? So far, he just have seen winter only, right? Yet he's so successful. Very, very interesting take. Ethereum could rally 30-40% in the coming weeks. Here's why. Ethereum current fractal looks pretty similar to pre-ETF approval. Donald Trump's project is buying and staking Ethereum, which means the staking feature in Ethereum ETFs could be approved soon, which will finally bring yield for institutional investors in crypto, and this is something that they want to have, because it pretty much makes this similar to stocks, right? Bloomberg is doom posting about Ethereum, which has historically been a bottom signal, 100%. Like all these public websites, they are very, very nice signs for certain market movements. $4,000 Ethereum is coming soon. Whether or not this is as bright as it looks, we will discuss. And essentially, author is showing that we are having a classic reversal right here on the chart, and the same one that we had before the previous pump, which unfortunately resulted in us going even lower. Ethereum all-time high within a month. I actually called this as well. I actually said that we should be seeing $10,000 Ethereum before the end of March, I think I said. So we'll be essentially seeing that one. Ethereum all-time high within a month. I tend to agree with this, actually. I tend to agree with this. Historically, Ethereum starts to move at the start of February, and all-time high is like, what, 30-40% away? Doable. Ethereum all-time high. They will say it was in the charts after it happened. Study this fractal, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. I will also show you a very, very distant fractal, Ethereum versus Bitcoin, which is not that bullish at this stage. But I will also explain why I think the bearish scenario won't be happening in this stage. Time is ticking. And what is actually this scenario? When the bearish scenario is happening, what are the conditions, what are the metrics on the market? I will give you all the metrics. You will be able to look at and assess better for yourself whether or not the bearish scenario is happening. Very important one. I'm Jakis, thanks for pointing out the Ethereum chart. So Ethereum, BTC, similar charts essentially, and I will share one fractal with you as well. Okay, I didn't believe this was real at first, but Vitalik just changed his PVP to a milady. Yeah, so the take here is that essentially Vitalik, through all this time, what he was doing, he was not supporting like culture on Ethereum. Every niche meme coin he was selling right away, which is definitely not a best use case, because people are trying to do something on your platform and you're kind of like blocking them from using it in a certain way. And when Solana finally proved product market fit, and the nail in the coffin was the launch of the President of the United States of the meme coin on Solana, right? It was the final point where essentially they finally understood what is happening and they started to try to keep it up with the market. Vitalik focuses on decentralizing Ethereum, protecting user rights, and improving tech expertise while rejecting any push for centralization or ideological shifts. We are indeed currently in the process of large changes to Ethereum Foundation leadership structure. There is so much fight about Ethereum Foundation. Like, guys, why nobody cares about Ethereum Foundation when Ethereum is pumping, when we're at the top? Like, this is just, all of this is bottom talk. Like, some Japanese teachers run Ethereum Foundation, some other guys trying to create another Ethereum Foundation. These are the things that happen in the bottoms. You need to be able to spot these signals, which has been ongoing for close to a year. Some of this has already been executed on and made public, and some is still in progress. What we're trying to achieve is primarily the following. Nice. No, Vitalik can't just change his PVP to emulating. Bitch, shut the fuck up. He invented the motherfucking chain, you dumbass. Yeah, very nice response. Thank you very much. Vitalik is trying to save Ethereum and changes his PFP to Milady. Bro was against memes for years. It's interesting that ZachXBT was also against memes for years, but it did not stop him from rugging his followers for $7 million, right? And all of a sudden he changes it because he knows Trump is pro-meme. Too little, too late. Yeah, I do agree with this as well, that they were not able to find. Well, at the same time, you can still argue that largest meme was always Pepe and it was on Ethereum, and that, like, from that point of view, Ethereum definitely succeeded, because from the way how the assets are usually holding, they're definitely holding better on Ethereum. Like, there's still no large memes on Solana except Trump, right? All the others, they are decimated. Like, we have Farcoin at $2 billion. Pepe is way larger at this stage, right? So from this point of view, product market fit is still better, right? It's just that for smaller money in the bearish scenario, Solana was able to prove itself better. I would say that Ethereum had a chance to compete for this market fit with one of the layer 2s, which it kind of did with the help of Base, but I won't say it was like something coordinated from the point of view of Base, right? Although Solana was also helped by Godbit to enable meme season, and by Bonk Team, right? And Base was held by Brett to essentially adopt Brett thesis. And I would say, yeah, like meme season, certain meme season on Ethereum for like people with smaller amounts of money, definitely happening on Base. Too little, too late, in his opinion. Ethereum is still his main bag, but I wish they listened to the community. It's a good thing that Vitalik didn't change his PFP to a mutant ape. The price of Ethereum would literally go negative. It would defy the loss of code and drop below zero, a negative number. It could cost you 2 Ethereum to sell 1 Ethereum. Imagine selling to Ethereum and it costs you 1 Ethereum to sell. Vitalik switching to Milady PFP is bullish or bearish for the Ethereum vibes shift. Bullish or bearish, and most people are bullish. And coming to some people who are essentially capitulating on Ethereum at this stage, which is so funny to see. Like, so fun, guys. In 2 weeks, like, I would make the largest video on this channel, I think. Largest one. We'll have so much fun. Subscribe, by the way, to have so much fun in 2 weeks as well. All the retarded.is are quitting Ethereum. Vitalik is finally looking to change Ethereum foundation structure. Good things coming. Yeah, but these things, they often take time. So let me get this straight. .ethereum. So these are people that essentially have .ethereum in the name on X, which is a ENS domain that you can buy, right? And they are removing it from the buyers in protest because their dear leaders at the Ethereum Foundation keep dumping on them while preaching a North Korean style communist utopia for the masses. That about sum it up. Yeah, it's quite funny. I am no longer a .ethereum. I'm no longer a .ethereum. Does not step down. I will reevaluate my investment thesis on Ethereum as the asset. Yeah, you exactly have to reevaluate your Ethereum thesis as the asset at the bottom. Ethereum Foundation is run by a high school teacher from Japan that hates competition, believes in equality of outcome over opportunity, and doesn't recognize blockchain consensus as a means of governance. Ethereum has a work culture problem, and because of that, Solana is winning. Well, partially you might say that, yeah, certain issues in the foundations that they should be leading to things like that, but at the same time, like, historically, nothing is happening at that time. And this is why I'm calm, because again, guys, you have a very, very clear invalidation at this stage. If in the coming 30 days, 3-0, Ethereum is not pumping and Altseason is not starting as well, yes, then something is very, very off. This cycle is very, very off. Nothing is happening. This time, previous cycle, Ethereum was below the all-time high. Last year, this time, we were correcting heavily. Bobo did 60% down through these days in the last year. It went like from $3 million market cap into less than $1 million market cap, just to reach $150 million market cap, 150x's from these levels 2 months later. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? Absolutely crazy. That's why, like, all this stuff at the bottoms is so funny to me. If you're smart, you're sharing this stuff at the tops. You're not going against the timings in crypto. You're not going against it. If most people were just following the timings, right, they would just be holding BTC and they will be outperforming like crazy. Ethereum guys shit on memes for 2 years, then capitulated. Yeah. a new monk who this. So yeah, this is a Ethereum guy who's essentially adopting some memes because they finally understood with Trump. It takes like a lot of time, and you need to understand why it took them so much time. It took because they're fucking rich, because they have so much money on Ethereum, they don't care in the first place. But we actually today not talk about what people think on X. It's exciting and funny, but we actually are here to talk about fractals. We are here to talk about charts. We are here so I can show some magic to you as well, right? Very, very beautiful magic. First, I would like to check out what was happening in the last cycle, 2021, around this date. 23rd of January, we were at 1,300 bucks, right? And all-time high was 1,400 bucks. So we're definitely closer to all-time high. People were probably screaming about us breaking through all-time high. Although if we will zoom in, what we would essentially see that we've seen several dips, several like large dips through this level. So we went to 1,400, we went back to 1K, which is like 30% drop, absolutely crazy on Ethereum, right? This time, last cycle, we were not yet at all-time highs. This is a very, very important thing to note. And something I would also want to check out, this is something that was happening in the last year as well. I don't think any of us actually has a right to neglect this thing. This is 23rd of January of 2024. Can you see this? We were in a huge correction, which pretty much was the bottom. The lowest point of this day was the absolute bottom for Ethereum in the upcoming, like pretty much the absolute bottom locally in the whole upcoming market, because we never revisited this price. Yeah, we had a week back down to here, back in summer, right? But it's the absolute bottom price for the asset at these levels. That's why it's quite crazy, right? And right from there, we started to reverse. On 26th of January, we already were reversing, and the real pump started on 6th of February, which is exactly where the pump of Pepe started, and pump of Boba started like couple days later as well. That's why I'm telling guys, I would say like you can even limit the time frame for your invalidation, right? If you want to be really safe, give it 2 weeks. In 2 weeks from now, when we're not doing anything, like 10th of February, Ethereum is not doing anything, you can say strongly right away, yeah, probably something is off, something is not happening, and things like that. If you want to be really safe, give it 30 days, right? But just even several days from here, 25th, 24th, 25th, and you might think that, yeah, it does not mean nothing, it's just something that was used previously. Nah, these things are used because they are working on psychology very, very well out there. Imagine all the bullish setup we have currently. President of the United States of America just bought $180 million of Ethereum and staked it. And the market is bearish on the asset. Market is bearish on Ethereum. How well market makers are essentially working out there. I do still think that some of these large people, they're actually paid by the market makers to help them to create this type of sentiment in the first place. 100% this is happening. Although it's probably cheaper for them to create this type of sentiment through the price manipulation of the asset, like constant pumps and dumps, we're constantly in the range, nothing is happening. It's just exhausting for people in the first place. Something I would like to share as well. I want you to remember this picture. We have equal highs right here, right? Which we touched it 3 times, almost 4 times. So right here, right? 2 times here. So 2 times here, 1 time here. Here we almost touched it again. What we have in the middle, we have this bear trap, right? And I want you to look at the fractal of BTC that I want to share as well, exactly before we finally reversed at the bottom. So I would say that arguably Ethereum wise, we are somewhere here as well, right? Because we never seen any bull price action from Ethereum. It's like 3.5x up from the bottoms. Well, it's a bit different obviously to this situation, but this one is very, very interesting. So what do we see here? Quite similar situation. So we have equal highs, right? We have this bear trap at the middle right here, right? The one that we kind of have between the recent equal highs as well. What we do see right after, we see this crazy drop which happened, right? And after this, the whole thing essentially sent. And I can tell you what was happening with the sentiment through this time as well. Most of the market, they were expecting a drop right here. And there they decided, yeah, then probably we are reversing from here. Everyone started to long, right? Market makers liquidated all the longs and used these funds to buy back, and people felt huge FOMO, so they entered at these levels as well. This chart pattern, this fractal, is very, very similar to something that we're seeing on Ethereum chart at this stage. Very, very similar. And fractals, they tend to essentially copy how are they playing out in crypto, right? So if we would essentially apply the BTC fractal to this chart, what would be happening is that we would be dropping somewhere 2,700 bucks, which a lot of the market is expecting from these levels, a lot of the market. And here, because I told you I will give you a metric to assess whether or not like what will be happening moving further. Here, if funding is positive, like don't take a look on a sentiment on X, sentiment between like your friends, look only at the fund, because funding is where the people are voting with their money. This is the real essentially sign of the sentiment out there. If here we are at the positive funding, which means that people are longing, there is a high chance we might really be dropping below these levels, because if we are dropping below 2k, we would essentially be swooping all the stops for all the longs. Yeah, it would be just crazy trap. And 100%, if we're doing something like this, it would be very, very fast week, and like we are ascending to 5k right after. This is just the ideal scenario. Second case that I'm obviously seeing is that we're just going higher from here. I'm personally leaning towards this one with a higher chance. Why? Because not a lot of people are expecting it. Most people on the market, what they are expecting is us to go to this level right here. And that's why I think it's not happening, right? Something that I showed you with $2,000 was also recently shared by Benjamin Cohen. It got 150,000 views on X. And partially me sharing this thing is I want this to become a consensus as well. Because when something is becoming a consensus, there is just a lower chance that this will be happening. Obviously, this type of move is crazy, and the main difference we have to understand is that I do think that the reason that type of move happened before is because we didn't have BTC ETF, we didn't have President of the United States buying BTC, we didn't have all this talk about Bitcoin strategic reserve and all this like crazy positive momentum that we have in the marketplace currently. That's why like I don't see a drop to 2k at this stage. If ETF was not here, if the market was heavily manipulated and controlled by the same people it was controlled by in 2021, if President of the United States would not be buying $180 million worth of Ethereum, yeah, we might be doing like a manipulation like this one, right? And probably the asset will be even lower at this stage, especially for BTC. Price action on Bitcoin is also not showing us that like we are going to $2,000 per Ethereum, because it's definitely a larger drop. Like, and max I expect from BTC currently is 96k. Although I kind of have a feeling that yeah, we should just be ranging in the current levels as well. So this is something that I'm seeing happening currently, and I'm leaning towards probably some sideways continuation of sideways price action and just continuation of historical price action for the asset, which means that we are starting to pump at the start of February. Exactly. This is something that I'm essentially seeing from my end. So I gave you all the things. I gave you all the things about the sentiment, about the things out there. I gave you a very, very good example with Boba. I do think that there are some meme coins there are definitely some meme coins that will definitely be showing the same type of movement. I think one of them I'm talking quite a lot of on, right? You probably know about it, right? It's around $3.4 million at this stage in the market cap, exactly as Boba was at that time. Thank you very much for watching this one. Stay healthy and rich. Appreciate your likes again, and I will be seeing you tomorrow as usual. Bye-bye.